Hey everybody, and welcome to Plastic Nostalgic, where all toys are nostalgic, eventually. And one thing about nostalgic toys is they come around again, like this Star Wars Tusken Raider from the first Star Wars movie. This is the vintage collection from Star Wars. It's not one I had as a kid, but I do have an old one to compare him to today. So let's get into this one and check it out. Today we have the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm Limited Star Wars Vintage Collection Tusken Raider. There's a scary looking movie scene as a picture there on the card back. And there he is looking all scary on the inside. Now this is not a figure I collected as a little kid. I didn't get him when he first came out. I got him much later. But this was the stuff of nightmares for me as a kid. So let's get this guy out of the package and compare him to one that I picked up recently at a local comic book and toy show. Always be careful when using a knife. Always try to keep a sharp blade in mind to make short work of this part. And there it goes. But as a kid, I would tear that card back off and toss it to the side and just look at it later. And it would be all ripped up through here. But I like looking at the card back, especially the different colors they put behind the figure to make them stand out. On the back of this card has the Lucasfilm Limited timeline, starting with in 71 with Star Wars A New Hope, all the way to Solo in 2021. So that's the 50 years they're talking about. And the figures in this vintage collection wave was the Death Star droid, this here Tusken Raider, and Luke Skywalker in his indoor garb. And this is vintage collection number 199, the Tusken Raider. All right. It has two sets of plastic and the usual chew your toys carefully warning. Yeah. Let's get this guy out of the packaging. Like I said, this was the stuff of nightmares as a kid. When I saw the movie, it was just, he was not portrayed the same as he was in the Book of Boba Fett. They were very, very evil, bad guy. Yeah, when I was a kid. Totally scary with that spooky face. As a kid, and it being Star Wars, I wasn't sure if it was an alien creature of some sort. But later found out that those were just masks they wore. This one has that vintage collection articulation, bending at the elbows and the shoulders and the wrists. And let's look under the skirt here. His feet, his knees, and his hips all move. His torso turns as well. It's a little tight, but it's all right. Has this classic looking Sand Trooper or Tusken Raider cloak, but this is made out of cloth, where back in the old days we had that very stiff vinyl cape on the old Star Wars figures. You see he has a couple of bandoliers of all kinds of goodies, as well as a utility belt that Batman would be proud of. And it goes around his back. I always wondered about these pointy things on the top of the Tusken Raider's head, but we didn't get into that. Let's see what kind of accessories we have. We have a long rifle and that classic Tusken Raider staff. Looks like he can hit you pretty hard with that thing. Holds it pretty well in his hand. And let's try to put the rifle in this one. Okay. Hands are a little more forgiving. And that is one long rifle. Got a pretty bad scope on it. And there's his whacking staff. And that there is Star Wars Vintage Collection Tusken Raider. Now let's take a look at him side by side with some of the other ones I have. And here we have the classic 1977 Tusken Raider with vinyl cape next to the Star Wars Vintage Collection Tusken Raider and his cloth cape. That's one of the big differences. Another is this one has two straps of pouches across his chest, where this one only has one. But their faces have that same scary expression and knobby head there. Although it is a little different color, where this one is more classic sand colors and this is more muted colors, more accurate to the film. Now this one also has the lower part of the outfit as cloth as well, where this one you can see is just part of his legs. They both have those holes in their feet for standing them on play sets. Now this cape is pretty beat up, but I'm glad to finally have one with a cape because I have a few others. Here's one. It's been played with a lot, and you can see a lot of his colors are starting to wear off. Here's one that's in a little better shape, but could still stand a good cleaning. And here's one. Well, let me tell you, this Tusken Raider has seen some things. But I know I had to get a few of them because the Tusken Raiders always walk in a straight line to hide their numbers. Thanks for joining us on Plastic Nostalgic, where all toys are nostalgic. Eventually. Now, I'm glad I got to add this Tusken Raider to my Tusken Raider collection. And this one looks pretty nice. I like the all the detail on this particular action figure. And if you want to see some more unboxing of some soon-to-be nostalgic toys, be sure to like and subscribe. And leave me a comment down below and tell me who your favorite Star Wars Vintage Collection figure is. See y'all next time.